Crosswalk. Can you lead her across the street, holding hands, and I'm gonna stand in the street here.
All right, welcome back to another video where you guys are on top of my camera behind the scenes at a wedding. I'm the photographer, Josiah Blizzard. I'm really excited you can join me for this behind the scenes. Welcome back to another behind the scenes episode at a wedding. Today we're at Jim and Alyssa's wedding. I'm shooting on the Sony a7 III with a 24-70 2.8 from Canon at the moment. I'm in a small room with our bride Alyssa, our videographer, and her mom, and I'm photographing the dress. I don't necessarily love photographing dresses when they're backlit like this, but it was a nice moment with Alyssa taking down and putting up the dress on the hanger that made for a really great candid image.
Hey, can we see if maybe you can like try and grab it and take it down? Is it okay?
I was gonna see if we can get the back of it. Yeah, the writing.
Yeah, for sure.
Should I switch it?
Yeah. And then we'll end up switching it back too.
Oh, that probably doesn't look that nice.
Yeah.
Maybe like there. Nah.
Well, it'll look nicer. The back will look nicer when it's on you.
Yeah.
All right. So let's have you hang it back up. Yeah.
I never say no to the bride unless I think it's going to be a huge waste of time or the light is really awful. I never wanted to shoot the back of her dress hanging, and Alyssa, if you're watching this, you figured it out yourself that it wasn't going to look that great. So it's okay. Shooting the back of the dress always looks better on the bride, and this was no exception. I really only wanted those images of Alyssa taking down and hanging up the dress as a nice candid moment. We're also taking a few getting ready images of her getting her makeup touched up. Her makeup was finished before we got there, but it was nice to be able to get a few images of her touching up the makeup. You'll never know that this wasn't her actually putting on the makeup. So it just helps tell the entire story. Normally this is a room that I would really dread photographing in, but because she's near the window and the LED light to my right is daylight balanced, it actually made for some great images. The color is totally fine, nothing to worry about here. Typically though, if there was no window light or that LED light there, I'd have to bring in a flash because this room would just be too tungsten. It'd be too orange. I just really wouldn't like the way this looks without those lights there. Plus, I'm making everything black and white, and black and white looks really, really classy for these types of images anyway. All right, so now you're on Steph's camera, and she's shooting some details. She always starts out with the details when we first get there, and I photograph the dress hanging. What she's doing now is reviewing the images, and she noticed that lamp was on, and we're getting two different color casts, and so she turned off the orange color cast from that tungsten bulb, and now it's just daylight balanced images, making for much cleaner looking photos. So she shoots everything top down, and then from the side she starts wide and works her way in, and it just takes practice on learning how to set these things up. And then she'll photograph the shoes separately and the perfume separately. It again takes practice to learn how to do this, how to set these things up, and get a really pretty aesthetic for these detail photos. If you need to fake moments, that's totally okay. This is Alyssa's mom pretending to put something in her hair with our hairstylist on standby to actually do it. Makes for a nice moment between mother and daughter.
Here, I'm gonna grab it.
Awesome. I'm good.
Yeah.
You want to get where I am? Are you all right?
I'm good.
Okay.
Actually,
Cool.
a list of it.
Remember to ask your videographer if there's something they want to capture before completely dismissing the moment. Remember, you are on a team today. This was a really tough room to shoot in. It was small, only had 2 windows for the light, and there was not one but 2 mirrors on the wall we were shooting towards, so we needed to be careful about reflections. But the neutral colors is why I chose to shoot here. They emphasize the light and airiness of the room, making for beautiful, clean images. Alyssa asked to bring her sisters in, and I'm redirecting her request without being negative or saying no. I knew there were still shots I wanted to get, and if all the sisters piled into the room, then I would never get those shots.
Before we bring sisters in, can we have Alyssa turn around and face us when we get some shots of? Yep. And you can still pretend to zip and all that good stuff.
Keep buttons.
Take one step back. Yeah.
You want to move
And then go, yeah.
It's up to your left. Yep, right there is perfect.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're good. And you can smile, you can look down, you can look back at, is Lindsay, is that what it is?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
That's me attempting to learn the names of one of her 4 sisters that all look super similar. We try and learn every bridesmaid's name during the wedding day. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Dale Carnegie once said, "Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language." We always try and learn the names of the bridesmaids because they're going to be our future brides someday, or at least we hope. Connecting with them on a personal level by just learning their name is super important and really helpful and makes them feel valued and connected to us. And so we want to really work hard to make sure we remember their names, because they might book us in the future or they might refer us to their friends.
Can you were playing with your dress and looking down at it. Can you do that one?
Yeah. It's really pretty.
Point the chin towards your shoulder a bit. Yeah, right there. Yeah, right there is good.
I'm redirecting her line of sight by telling her to point her chin towards her shoulder to give her a more flattering profile than just shooting the top of her head.
Sorry.
No, you're okay.
All right, let me do one more.
And then when you're done, guys, just look at each other and just kind of
Yeah,
enjoy the
chit
moment.
chat with each other,
That's
giggle.
it. Enjoy the moment. Take it in. Try not to cry.
Pretty.
Think of dumb sister things that you've done together. You know. Yeah.
Getting ready this morning.
Set a dumb sister thing.
I was more quiet and laid back than normal. Typically, I give a lot more directions, but because I knew Dave, the videographer, was already doing a lot of that and getting good, real smiles out of them, I decided to let him do the work so we weren't all talking over one another and giving mixed or confusing directions. It's okay to take a back seat sometimes, as long as you know that the person giving the directions is doing so in a good way and you're getting real, authentic images.
Yeah, right there is great.
When you get the.
Are we in the way?
No,
No, you're
guys are
never in the way. Yep.
Part of it.
Yep.
Your family backdrop.
I never say no unless it's to emphasize a positive, like them never being in the
You
way.
guys could fill in
Yeah, you're
here
right.
as well if you want to. Then we can.
Look at my
Perfect.
Easier to hide each other in the mirror, then, right?
absolutely.
Thanks, Glenn. I never put earrings in.
Oh, it's like probably never had your sister put your earrings in either.
Keep the smile going. Let's keep the smile going. Yep.
Twice.
I know it's hard.
Smile through the pain. Yeah.
Down by Alyssa. Cartilage.
If you need to move over too,
Thank
you
you.
can. Yep.
Appreciate
Yep.
That's really cute.
You can see just how small and how tight this room is. I had Dave move over and Steph is now actually on the bed, all just trying to let the window light behind Dave into the room so we can get some really great images. We're talking with them the entire time, communicating with them, not being silent. We know that this is a moment between them, but we're there, we're part of their day, and we feel like we're guests or friends that get the honor to work with them and be a part of this moment. So interacting with them is important, but not stepping on each other's toes and not butting in too much is also important. There's a level of talking too much and not talking enough. Just look how tight that is. You can see Dave directly to my left and Steph to my right.
Look out the window, past through his
my-
body.
over my
Okay.
left
Yep.
shoulder.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
That's it.
Give good directions on where to look, tell them what to do, tell them how to smile, tell them to not smile if you want those images.
Steph, if you can get the full wide of this happening.
I was on the 50mm 1.4 and Steph had the 24-70, so I'm even thinking of shots for my second photographer, who happens to be my wife, to capture. Be careful not to step on toes if your second isn't your wife, but it always is okay to suggest a shot. You're leading for a reason and you know the shots you need. If you need a wide of the bride putting her shoes on, ask for it if you don't have the right lens. All right, so we are at the ceremony now. They had a Catholic mass, so it was about an hour-long ceremony. And I am at the front. I'm actually right underneath the videographer's tripod, and I'm just waiting for the bride to come down, all the parents, all the bridesmaids, flower girls, ring bearers to come down the aisle, and I'm capturing that. Steph is actually normally to my right, but you can actually see her on the balcony up there. Let's speed this up real quick. All the bridesmaids, flower girls, and here comes the ring bearer in a little wagon. So like I said, Steph is up on the balcony getting the wides of the people coming down the aisle, specifically the bride when she gets here. I'm getting all of the other stuff. So I'm getting them walking down, and then there's going to be a time where I actually shift and focus on Jim, our groom, and get his reaction to some things. Make sure that you are shooting quickly and anticipating moments to get everything you need to make the bride and groom happy with their images. This was actually a really great looking church. There was a lot of light pouring through those windows there, and now that nothing's happening, I'm looking for little moments. So here's mom smiling at Jim, there's dad, there's the best man. I'm just looking for these little moments of people smiling, reacting, and I'm waiting for Jim to, he's smiling real big right now. So he's anticipating his bride coming through. There's a little delay for some reason. Let's speed this up again. And there she is. So there's the wide. You can see Steph on the top of the balcony again. Getting her coming in. Jim's huge smile. Both horizontal and vertical. I want to make sure that I get both just so I have some versatility when it comes to blogging. Cool, so she's coming down the aisle now, and I'm just getting as many images as I can, again, vertically and horizontally. Phones came out, and I hate phones at weddings. People, put your phones away. And there's Jim's big old goofy smile, love it. And now I'm actually going to scoot behind her and make sure I get this moment real quick of father handing her off to Jim and Jim giving him a hug. You can see I went behind her instead of to the left because the videographer was to my left. I didn't want to get in his way, and I wanted to make sure I could get those images. You're not hearing my shutter click anymore because the A7 III actually has a silent shutter mode because it is a mirrorless camera. So I turned that off. You're not going to hear any of my shutter going throughout this ceremony. Just looking for candids, looking for these little moments. There's not much to do during an hour-long Catholic ceremony except for look for moments, and it's totally okay if you want to chill out and not shoot for a couple minutes. It does get very, very repetitive, and most of the time they are sitting in chairs with their backs to you, so not taking more than you need is totally okay to do. You're going to see that I am moving around a ton. All right, I'm starting in the center aisle. I'm moving to the left, and now everybody is standing up, and I love when everybody stands up during Catholic ceremonies because it means I have more freedom to move without being the center of attention. Look for interesting compositions like that. Love that image. And I'm actually going to move up in a second. I'm going to move up to the very front because I want to make sure that I can get a little bit closer. They were very far away. I'm on the 24-70, 2.8 once more. Again, because everybody is standing, I can crouch and not be the center of attention. I'd never want to draw focus away from the bride and groom. So that's when I move the most is during people standing or transition moments like that. Again, I'm to the front. I'm getting them from the side. And now I know that I actually need to get Oh, there's the kiss. Awesome. And get it both vertically and horizontally. Awesome. Steph is also on the 70-200, and she's to my right, and she's getting that image as well, just a little bit tighter, a little closer up. There's times where I'll say I'm going to shoot horizontally, and she'll shoot vertically, or vice versa. If you're shooting a Catholic ceremony for the first time, be aware there's a lot of moving pieces. There's a moment like this where the bride and groom come down and give a hug and kiss to both their parents and greet their bridal party. So I didn't record them walking out, but get them walking out and then immediately follow them to wherever they go because they're going to give a lot of hugs, kisses, and celebrate with their family for a moment before their guests are released. I would suggest following them. It's a great moment for candids to be captured, and then afterwards immediately scoot them out of the way, get them away from their guests, because if you lose them to their guests, it's going to take a really long time to get them away from their guests, especially if you're doing family formals immediately following the ceremony. You want to make sure you can get them back and all the family together for these portraits. So I'm using the 24-70. There is a Magmod softbox to my left. I did another video on that is linked here. You can watch it in the cards, all right? You saw me point at the camera because I added a kid and there's a lot more people and the videographer was to my left. I wanted to make sure that they were looking right at my camera. All right, hey, everybody, you're going to look right at me the whole time, okay?
No taxes.
Right here.
State tax.
Big smiles, ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome, I'm going to need to go way back. Hey, Dave, can I have you slide to your right a bit? Thanks. Awesome, right here again, ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Jim and Alyssa look at each other. Everybody look in at Jim and Alyssa, okay? You can smile at them. If you want to make fun of them, you're welcome to do that as well. Just laugh at them if you want to. That's really all I'm asking for you. All right, we're at bridal party portraits now, and for the full bridal party, I keep it pretty simple. You saw me do the very basic, hey, everybody look right at me. I do a horizontal and vertical, and then I come in, I have them look at each other, interact with each other, and I start, and I go to the right, and I get, I focus on Alyssa and her bridesmaids first, and then I actually scoot around to the other side and get Jim and his groomsmen, and I shoot these horizontally and vertically as well. I just want a lot of variety, and I just tell them to look at each other, smile, laugh. You want to make fun of the couple, go for it, all good. Jim, give her a big kiss. Don't forget to be a team player. Ask your videographer if they have anything that they want to get. Dave, whatever you want to do, Dave, go for it.
Break them up?
Go for it.
All right, guys, let's take the steps.
You're gonna come right here. Perfect. Right there is good. You guys are gonna hold hands. Okay? Hold hands. You can put the dress like right behind them if you want to. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. We're gonna do a little bit of walking. That's what's gonna happen. A little bit of walking.
We're good at walking.
All right, you guys are partners. Can I bring you guys just right here, right next to them, okay?
Do you want us to interlock arms?
You can interlock arms. That's good. Yep. Perfect. Another pair right here, okay? Another pair. It's okay, you're gonna do guy, girl, so we're gonna flip you guys. Cool? Right there's good. You guys can link arms, okay? We can bring you guys right here.
We like each other.
Guy here, girl. Jim and Alyssa, I want you guys to take a giant step forward for me.
Yeah, we're more staggered.
Hey, these guys are gonna lead the way. You're all gonna walk to me slowly. Look at each other. Look at your partner while you walk. Okay? Do not walk faster than Jim and Alyssa. Don't walk faster than them. You're gonna look at each other. Don't look at me at all. Okay?
Talk to each other, laugh.
Big fake laughs the whole time.
Ready, set, go ahead, walk towards me. Look at each other.
That's it. Big fake laughs, talking.
This is one of my favorite bridal party poses. It takes a while to set up, but it's so worth it every single time. They are forgetting that you're even shooting. They're focused on walking, smiling with one another, and it creates some images that have some really great depth and color in the background.
Hey, are we actually able to bring this behind her?
Oh, yeah,
Behind you?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I think it just looks cleaner when it's behind. Yeah. You guys seriously are amazing. It's all right, ladies, looking right at me, okay?
Crushing beer cans. Mazel tov.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Hey, I'm gonna scoot back just a little bit, gentlemen. Thank you. Awesome, guys. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Everybody look at Alyssa. Alyssa, look over at Steph.
I do the same thing here with the bridesmaids. I start wide, get them all looking at me, and then I tell them to look at each other, smile with each other, laugh with each other. If they want to make fun of the bride, they can totally do that, and just get some real laughter. I let them do their thing, and I let their personalities really come out. They're the best friends, and they know how to make each other laugh and smile with one another. So I go to the right here in a moment. Steph is obviously on the left, and then I actually scoot over to her side too and get some shots that I want to get. I actually, when I shoot, I don't rely on her at all. I know she's there and she's getting some great images, but I shoot as if I was the only shooter for the day.
Hey, I want you guys now to link arms with each other, okay? If that's possible.
Around the push.
Do your best. Do your best. Link, all right? You guys are gonna walk towards me. You're gonna bump hips together while you walk, okay? Don't fall over. Yes. Embrace it, okay? I promise you, you'll laugh or you'll feel really weird. Just embrace it. Slowly walk. Ready? Bump hips with each other while you walk, okay? Ready, set, go ahead, walk towards me. Look at each other, guys. Look at each other.
This is one of my favorite bridesmaids poses because, again, just like the walking for the bridal party, they totally forget I'm taking images. They're just smiling, laughing with each other, and having them bump hips while walking just makes them crack up.
Let's do individuals of each of them with you, okay? So we can go right back to the spot down there. You guys are doing great. All right, looking right at me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Look at each other. Perfect.
A fun one.
Do a fun one now.
Let me tell you, if you are not doing individuals of each bridesmaid with the bride, you need to start. These are images that they're going to share on each bridesmaid's birthday. On the bride's birthday, they're going to consistently pop up in social media, news feeds, and Instagram feeds. You definitely need to be doing individuals. We also send each bridesmaid over to Steph, and Steph takes a headshot sort of image of each bridesmaid, and they can then use that for whatever they want. Sometimes they'll even make it their profile picture. The more often you can get your images out there from a bunch of different people onto social media platforms, the better. The more people are seeing your images, and the more likely you are going to be booked.
Kristen, you can go over to Steph here. All right, next up. All right, gentlemen, right here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. I'm gonna back up just a bit. Hey, Alyssa, can I have you slide to your left just a little bit? Thank you. All right, guys, ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Hey, everybody looking at Jim for me. Jim, look over at Joe. Now's your chance to make fun of Jim. If you want to say anything to Jim, you are more than welcome to.
The biggest thing to keep in mind is to stay efficient. Be efficient with the bridal party, especially the groomsmen. They don't really love having their photo taken to begin with. You can see I'm using the same formula I used before. Start in the back at the wide, everybody looking at me, go to the right, go to the left, get those images from the sides, but stay efficient. I only do 2, maybe 3 poses of the groomsmen. And so now I have them just lined up, and then I put them in this flying V formation. I always mention, has anyone seen the Mighty Ducks? And they get excited to do the flying V.
All right, hey, stay in this formation. You're gonna walk very slowly towards me, very GQ-like. Very GQ-like, okay?
Everyone, we're taking down the Blackhawks.
Yeah, there you go. Jim, you're gonna look back over your shoulder towards Joe or anybody really, okay? Ready, set, walk towards me.
All right, so you've seen my routine. I've done this with both bridal party and bridesmaids, and I'm doing it with groomsmen. Ending with a walking shot. They're focused on each other, laughing with each other, not focused on me or my camera. We also do individuals with the groomsmen, just as we did with the bridesmaids. They're more likely not going to share these images on Facebook or Instagram, but who knows? Just because they're dudes, I don't think they're really wedding sentimental as the women are. But it's still good to have these images of their best friends together. Jim knows all of these guys in different stages of life, whether they be brothers-in-law, co-workers, or just friends from life in general.
Awesome, guys. Hey, you're gonna slowly walk. It's all gonna come back to you. It's just gonna be a lot easier because you're not gonna be on sand. Yeah. Perfect. Look at each other for me, guys. Beautiful. Just keep the smiles up for me. That's good.
I'm not going to narrate through my posing for them. I think it's more beneficial for you guys to hear what I'm saying, how I'm interacting with them. Just know that I do a lot of variety, a lot of nose touching, foreheads together. Hey, look at me, look at each other, that sort of thing. Walking is really great for really natural looking images, and it kind of warms them up for their portraits. There is a rhythm that you need to get into, so keep that in mind. And I just moved them around a lot. We stayed in this one little area for about 25 minutes, and we got a lot of variety. And then we walked back to the hotel and got some more inside, and I will catch back up with you when I'm inside the hotel.
Love it, guys. Can you bring noses together and walk for me? Keep walking, though. Keep walking. Keep walking.
I don't think he can take more than 3 directions at a time.
You've had too many Heinekens, Jim, then. That's awesome, guys. You're good. Let me have you guys turn around, hold hands, and walk back that way now. Okay?
Should I take this
Up their nose.
Yeah, you know, let's take the Pashmina. I'll wear it. Pashmina? Pashmina?
You know
You're gonna be triggered after you. All right, looking at each other again, guys, all right?
That's sweet. Oh, and your
Awesome, yep. Woo, that's pretty, guys. Guys, you look amazing. We got amazing light right now, too. This is beautiful. Love it, guys. You do when he's a cyclops like that. It's beautiful, y'all.
You guys must like each other. They're like genuine.
Yeah, she's okay.
She's okay. You're gonna keep her.
Steph, come on this side. Beautiful, guys. Stay right where you are, okay? You guys are so easy.
I know.
Just don't.
It really is.
I just don't get it.
We're just laughing.
I just don't get it.
No, but it's like this. Like we usually have to fake those.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are like really laughing at each other.
Bring those noses together for me.
Yeah, I've known her for 10 years.
Noses together.
We're kind of getting along.
Awesome. Hey, Alyssa, look at me now. Okay, you can turn your head. Jim, I want you to nuzzle in. Okay, bring your nose. Oh wow. Oh hey.
I like that.
And if you can now, Jim, I want you to whisper in her ear. I want you to whisper in French. You can make it up.
That's not whispering. Just saying. I can hear you.
Keep the nose close to her ear, though. Keep the nose
Yeah,
close.
Jim, kind of face out. There you go.
Wait. You're not whispering. You're not.
Jim is now as giggly as
I know, he's
Kimberly is.
gigglier than brides at this point.
Guys, looking right at me here. Guys, that is so pretty.
Killing it.
So pretty. Awesome, guys. Hey, I want to shoot from behind you this time now, all right? Is that okay, Dave?
Yeah, I'm going behind.
Awesome. All right, guys. Hey, noses together again, all right? I know you guys probably are sick of rubbing wet noses together. Hold his hand again, yep. Awesome. Stay right in that. Dave, you mind if I go a little closer? Cool. Yes, Alyssa, look right back at me like you were just doing. Yep, nuzzle in. There you go. He's got it down. You
Yeah,
remember?
really.
You remember how it works.
He's not a rookie anymore.
Alyssa, eyes right here. Perfect. Jim, whisper in French. Whisper.
He watched A Star Is Born once.
You kiss her right where your nose is, Jim. Alyssa, look down. Yeah, look down at his shoulder now this time. There you go. Perfect, right there.
Yeah,
Hey, whisper one reason you married her today in her ear.
Ooh, she got
Whisper.
serious there.
Can I bring you right behind him? Okay, you're gonna come right here. Okay.
This way?
Yep.
Him to hold the ball.
Yeah. Give the flowers to Jim there. Just let me bring you this way a bit. Your left arm's gonna come right up on his bicep. You can flex if you want to.
Flex. Yeah.
That?
Let me bring you out just a tad bit. There you go. And you can angle
building
in
a
towards him
12-year-old
if you want.
guy.
There you go.
These are pipe cleaners.
I have one of those.
These are pipe cleaners. Just gonna fix
Thanks.
the hair just a bit. All right, guys, right here. Jim, can you bring the flowers down just a tad bit? Yep. There you go.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. You see a little. Look at what I'm doing. I don't even know what. cross my legs in the weirdest way. Jim, look over at Alyssa. Yep, there you go. Perfect. Alyssa, look at me. Jim, look right at me. There it is. There's the cheese I know and love.
Keep his eyes open.
Perfect. Awesome, guys. Can you tickle Jim a little bit? He's not ticklish, is he? He's ticklish. What am I kidding? Who am I kidding? Yeah.
That's adorable.
There you go. Jim, you're gonna stand right here, chest to chest, okay?
Okay.
All right. And 1, 2, 3. Very nice. All right, big kiss this time, big kiss. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Ready, 1, 2, 3, toss it. There you go. Let's double check that. Yeah, I think we got it there. You're gonna take one step, you're gonna be one step in front of her the whole time, leading her down diagonally this way, okay? Pretty much walk towards right here, okay? Slowly, very slowly.
Right, lady?
You're gonna look at him the whole time. Be one big step, take one giant step in front of her. Right now, yeah. Right there, that's the distance you're always gonna be apart, all right? Ready? Walk down the stairs. Slowly, very, very slowly. If you can, look back at her if you can, for a quick step. Look back at her. Y'all, that is magic. No joke, magic. That's totally okay. You know, after this pose, let's do an individual of you and individual of you, because we don't have that yet. And then we're good for a bit. Jim, can I have you bring the left leg up onto the step there? Is that possible?
This one right here?
Yeah. And then if the other one can go flat on the step below it, there we go.
Like that?
Or
like that?
Yeah, like that. Yeah, there you go.
Do you want him leaning back or something?
You know what, Jim? Can you flip the legs? Like, just swap them? Yeah, there we go. Let's say, looking at each other. Bring those noses close again. Y'all. It's magic. No, you're good.
You should kiss. There you go. Thanks.
We're reading minds now.
No.
I read your mind too.
I know. And you're in love, so it's like a bonus.
Love it. Hey, can you look down towards his knee there? Perfect. Can you nuzzle in for me, Jim? Just nuzzle in, or maybe attack her with kisses or something on the cheek or something like that. Maybe whisper something in her ear, I don't know.
French whispers.
Guys, that's cute.
I know. It's like
He
he has,
can.
it's like he has like an illness. Like
They're saying whisper. You hear that?
I can't whisper. I mean.
Share a big kiss right there. Yo, my gosh.
That was a good one.
So good. So good. I don't say it often. I don't say it often. You know it's good. Leave it on. You can grab her by her waist, pull her into you, okay?
We haven't had it.
My neck is
All right, I want to get a close up with these flowers here before anything else.
Patch me Nandy. Is that a hashtag?
Yeah, it is nice.
Hashtag patch me Nandy.
That's our wedding picture.
We just got pashmina. That's
Just pashmina. It's just on the back of the car.
it.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
No one will hashtag
I
it
know,
because
no
it's
one-
just so
no one can
difficult.
spell it,
Yeah.
right?
That's beautiful, guys.
What
Flick,
did you do?
flick me,
You're doing perfect.
flick me, now. Or like now? No.
Big kiss. There you go.
Well, Pashmina with the gang.
Jim, this is what we're gonna do. Can I borrow you?
Yeah.
They're married.
You're gonna choke her
I
out.
love this one.
Not really.
This
not
one's
really.
my favorite.
Yeah, and then you can come in like this and
Choke
yeah.
out Steph. I don't even know her.
I love this one.
Stand on this side of me because my skirt's over there. So stand on. Yeah.
Here, and we can even bring it. This is a really kind of a tricky pose.
And you're gonna put both hands on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jim, you're gonna
So that we
cross,
can expose
and then you're gonna
the
come in this way a bit. Come in
Like
way.
this?
And
Yes,
try
right
not
there.
to screw up my hair.
Yep, there you go.
Take her out.
She said that really nicely too. That's it. That was more direct.
Should I get up close on her hands?
Yep. Can you bring your hand that's on his hand towards his wrist? Towards his wrist? There you go, right there.
Yeah, just don't cover your
Right
face.
here, guys.
We don't want to miss that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Hang tight, hang tight, hang tight, hang tight, hang tight. There's a guy behind you. Yeah, there you go. Right here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Jim, over here.
I'm flattered, Jim, but look over
Jim.
there now.
Hello. You're good.
The whistle.
It's the whistle. It's the whistle.
Pavlov dog.
Hey, can you get in her ear again? Nuzzle in a bit.
Oh, here
You
comes
actually, you know what?
I'm letting
Attack
you
her with
whisper,
kisses
guys.
on that cheek right there. Just attack her with a whole bunch of kisses. As many as you can. There you go. Alyssa right here for me. Beautiful.
Oh, look at that.
Perfect, guys.
That's it.
And if you can, while you walk, look at each other. Beautiful, guys.
Perfect.
Pull in for a kiss there, Jimbo. That's your girl.
Love it.
Now you look married. That's married. Oh, boy.
Crosswalk. Can you lead her across the street,
Oh, yeah.
holding hands, and I'm gonna stand in the street here.
Where's the car coming, Josiah? You want to get it?
Look back at her for me. Big step in front of her, Jim. Alyssa, look over at me. Love that, guys. Awesome. Cool.
All right, so we are back in the Hotel DuPont down in Wilmington, Delaware, and you can see just how dark it is inside of this stairwell here. This is the stairwell that everybody takes photos in, and so we decided to kind of follow the trend and take some photos in this nice dark stairwell. We are not typically flash shooters. We do not do a lot of portraits with flash. The only time we really use flash is during the reception. However, we wanted to make sure that we got some of these shots, and we wanted to push our skills and our boundaries to the next level a little bit and put them to the test. So we're using the Magmod Mag box. It's a soft box. Just to my left, only one flash for this. I believe my shutter was open to 1/125 or 1/160, f-stop at 2.8, and then my ISO was probably somewhere around, I believe it was 800 ISO. And then the softbox has one flash, one speed light in there, and that is set to 1/32 power. So we did some portraits of just Alyssa. Now we added Jim to the mix. It's a little bit more difficult once you add two people in because now you have to worry about where the light is falling on both of their faces. The Magbox is a 24-inch Magbox, I believe. It's pretty soft. I really love the light that comes out of this softbox, and it beats using just bare bulb flash or an umbrella or anything like that. I can control the light a little bit more. So Steph is running just the softbox and I'm the only one shooting. I'm making sure that I'm staying very limited with my shot choices here. I only want to keep them in one place. I'm only doing horizontals and verticals, mainly verticals because of the way the staircase goes up with the leading lines in the staircase, and I can get her full dress, have her look at me, look at each other, look down at her shoulder. And now we're in the ballroom, and we wanted to do some spinning shots, and I love the way this image turned out. My shutter is actually at 1/60 to get a little bit of motion blur with her dress, just to show some movement.
Hey, you guys are free. 5:55. You got about 35 minutes till cocktail hour starts. We are going.
All right, and now we have moved into the reception intros. Guys, these were the best reception intros I've ever seen by any bridal party ever. So, yeah, normally they're a little rough, but these guys were super awesome. A lot of dancing. I believe all the sisters, all Alyssa's sisters are dancers. So they did a really awesome job, and Lindsay had some really cool light-up shoes here. So yeah, we are in the reception, the entrance. Let me talk to you real quick about where our flashes are because it's really important. We have our softbox to my right. To my left, a few feet behind me, is a tall light stand with another flash with a mag sphere on it to spread the light out. And in the back right of this room, you can see it flashing here and there, is another flash that's giving them a little bit of a hair light. So we are doing 3-point lighting. And I actually told them where to stand before they came into the room. It was very important because if they stood in the middle, our entire lighting situation would be messed up and we wouldn't have as much room to shoot. So I told them to stand on a little box on the floor. I actually took a picture and showed them where to stand. So if you need them to be in a certain location, straight up tell them where to go. It's okay. They're not going to be mad at you for telling them what to do. If anything, they're going to be a little bit relieved because it'll be something more to follow, more instructions to follow, and they'll be put at ease because they know exactly where to go. So the videographer had a light on them. You can see on his camera there's a little light on the top. We're very thankful that that was there because this room is really dark. So that light that he has actually gives us a little bit of extra contrast on them to capture the autofocus, to make sure that we're focused on them. Once I get the main shots, I kind of move around the room. I shoot through the bridesmaids behind them. I get some wides from the stage, and then I move to the right and get some other shots. I'm on an 85mm 1.8, by the way. Steph is on the 24-70. So we get those shots. Now, the issue that we had here at the toast was that you can see that Alyssa's father's back was to our flash, to our key light and our fill light. So what happened was our hair light became our key light. And that is such an issue because it was not powerful enough. We had two flashes facing one way and one flash facing the other. So what I had to do was ramp up the power on the two flashes that were facing his back, that were behind him, and just really overexpose a lot of the image to make sure that we were getting enough light to wrap around his face and that we were getting enough light to fall onto Jim and Alyssa at the table. And it is totally okay for you to do that. You just gotta be ready for anything. So that's what I did. I just really ramped up the power, I think, to 1/16 on both of the flashes that were by the stage. And, you know, we were just dealt with what we were dealt. So also be aware, at the end of each toast, there's always hugs that happen. So be aware of those hugs. Make sure you get those candid moments. Moving on to the parent dances here, we are doing the same setup now. We're back to normal. Mag box on the right, big flash to the left behind me, and then a hair light in the back right of the room. You just saw it flash there a few times. 3-point lighting is really great. Just make sure that you don't get it too many starbursts from shooting directly into the flash. Sometimes it makes for really great photos. Sometimes it kind of is distracting. So just get a variety of shots. You can always put the hair light flash behind the couple, like directly behind them, and it'll give them a little rim light, and that looks really, really cool to do. So just move around a whole lot and just be ready for anything. Moving on to Jim and his mom's dance. Again, we already knew our light was good, so we were just kind of capturing the moment. The nice thing about having off-camera flash is you can move anywhere in the room and the light is still hitting them. Guys, thank you so much for joining me and watching this entire video. I hope it was extremely helpful. I know that this would have been really helpful for me when I was first starting out, to be able to watch somebody behind the scenes at a wedding. Guys, I want to hear your feedback. Let me know what I can do better, how I can record these better, what you guys are struggling with at your weddings, and what you guys need to learn and need to know going forward. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit the like button, and maybe share with a friend who might find this content valuable. And I will catch you guys in the next video.